I finally got my hands on one of my bucket list bottles. So here, we're doing actually the first tasting. I just opened this bottle because I just got it today of the Redemption Wheated Bourbon. Now, this is a 96 proof. Redemption is known for their rise and their high rise. So this is very different from a lot of the other Redemption products. It's also more expensive. This is $45. I got it right over the border in Ohio. And this and the rum cask are rum finished, something along, I forget what exactly it's called, something along those lines. They're the only ones that run in the 40s. Typically, they're $30. Now, this one is hard to find, sought after. This is only batch number 4, so this is new. So, let's take a look. It's 96 proof, so that's also the highest proofage of anything that they release regularly, or semi-regularly. Their bourbon, I want to say, is 82, or maybe it's in the low to mid 80s. Their rye and their high rye are 92, and this one's a 96. So, in fact, I believe they even say, yeah, there's no rye in this at all. It's corn, wheat, obviously, since it's a wheated bourbon, and some malted barley. So I'm really curious to see what not having any rye does, knowing Redemption is known for their rye. So, on the nose, a lot of vanilla, but almost like an ice cream or like a custard kind of vanilla. It's light, it's very fragrant. It's like, I almost get some salt. This is interesting. This does not smell like another wheater I've had. It's a lot less fruity. It's a lot more on the light baking spice, like vanilla. But a sweet version of it, not a spicy version of it. So that's different. So, let's give it a try. I don't know if it's just because it's the neck pour. That's got a decent bit of heat to it. Not in a bad way. It has a nice warm hug. What's the flavor I'm getting? Now it's worth noting, not only is this made with wheat, this is 45% wheat. This is almost a wheat whiskey, rather. So, it's barely a bourbon. Now, I'm trying to place what these flavors are. It's interesting. It's kind of light, almost a little herbal. It's knowing that it's got to be a winter wheat, because it definitely has that light, sweet, fruity flavor that you get from things like Maker's Mark or the 1792 sweet wheat. You can tell that's where it comes from. It has that similar feel. It's not anything too crazy. There's a lot of vanilla. It's all over the place. Let's see what I gotta keep trying this. I gotta see what I'm getting from this. This one's stumping me. It starts out pretty light, but it finishes with some warmth. And the second sip of that tastes it a little bit lighter. I think that little bit of air lets it open up just enough right off the bat. You get a little bit of like allspice as like the sort of bitey kind of flavor you're getting in the background, but there's a lot of like buttery kind of flavor. It's kind of soft, smooth. Definitely you get a little bit of vanilla all throughout. I mean, it's I'm almost getting some like nutty flavors. This is delicious. This is so different, and I'm so glad I have this bottle. This is like, if you are a fan of wheat whiskeys and you find this, or wheated bourbons, give this one a try, because it almost pays homage to some of the ones I've had in the sort of in using the winter wheat. It has to be. I don't know for sure, but it has to be winter wheat. It sort of is reminiscent of those other whiskeys I mentioned that use winter wheat, like the Sweet Wheat and Maker's Mark. But it adds something different. There's so much wheat that you get more vanilla. You don't get as much of the corn. You don't get as much of the bourbon flavor. It's almost like you're drinking a wheat whiskey with bourbon put into it. The finish is nutty. Nutty in terms of flavor, not nutty like crazy. There's almost... It's like a coffee bean, or like a dark chocolate, but not like a rich dark chocolate. Like it sort of, it almost tastes like, maybe not chocolate, maybe like straight cocoa. It's more subtle. I definitely get more coffee, more nut, like hazelnut, pistachio, cashew, chestnut. Not cashew, sorry. I meant to say chestnut. More those kinds of heartier nuts. And there's so much vanilla in the start, and it dissipates pretty quickly. The finish does not have a lot of vanilla at all, despite the nose and the start of the palate being almost exclusively vanilla. And a very soft vanilla at that. Like I said, like almost a custard or a yogurt. But this is delicious. This is something very, very different. And if you are lucky enough, like I was, to be able to find out somewhere has it and was able to go get it, do so, because I don't think you will be disappointed. It's different enough that it was worth getting in addition to stuff I have, but it wasn't so different that I wasn't prepared for it. It honestly surprises me. I expected good things, but it has such a unique flavor profile that I'm honestly a big fan of it. So, yeah, that's Redemption Wheated Bourbon, 96 proof, batch 4. So, thanks for checking this out. Feel free to check out my other videos. Thanks.